This is kind of an interesting decoration on your wall here.
Yes, it is beautiful. So,
A golden tree.
yeah, so what this is a project that was actually conceived a couple of years ago prior to COVID, and now we're just kind of finally realizing that dream. So, our friends of the library had this vision for a kind of a donor tree or giving tree. And so we had a staff member who has an art background, and her name is Abby Miller, and she's very talented. She spent a number of days painting this, and the way it works is people can purchase acorns or leaves for a set amount, and they can make them in memory or in honor of someone. And the money that they pay for having the acorn or tree or leaf on the tree goes towards our friends of the library group.
How much is it typically?
So the leaf is $100 and the acorn is $25.
Okay.
And again, you can choose to put it in memory of someone or in honor of someone. And these are actually just temporary ones. We have a Cricut machine, and we're going to create like thicker acorns and leaves that'll last longer. But we wanted to have this ready for our open house, so we are using the temporary ones. And our friends group, as you might know, is just the group that fundraises for us. Most of the money they raise goes towards books or movies, and they also cover the cost of our printer and copier and the lease that we have there. So it's a really cool idea. It's going to help raise some money, and it's just beautiful to look at, right? And it's a tribute to the talent of the people of Mariposa, and in this case, Abby. So it's really, really cool.
So does this group support the branch libraries? You have
Yes.
several branch libraries.
Yeah, in fact, it's kind of interesting, under the like umbrella of the big Mariposa Friends group, there are friends of like the El Portal Library, friends of Wawona Library. So they actually have their own subgroups underneath the big umbrella, and they make regular purchases and donations for us. The Friends group in Wawona even pays for extra hours in the summer, so they literally cover the cost of paying people to be there for extra hours. Again,
How would a person get involved with this?
yeah, I would just say you can come into the library, leave a note with us, and we can pass it on to them. We can put you in touch with their president. His name is John Worrell. You can come to their meetings. They're usually the first Monday of the month at 9:30 a.m. in our Mariposa Library. Probably the easiest way is just to go through us, but they do have a website. It's mariposafol.com, and you can obviously contact them through that way. So,
Okay.
yeah.
So we could walk around through the stacks?
Yeah.
This is the traditional library, and you have a lot of non-traditional things going on here too, but we're going to get into that.
Yeah, so this is our learning center, or we call it the tutoring room. We have a literacy program, and under that umbrella, they serve adults, they serve children, and we just recently received grant funding for ESL, so English as a Second Language. And so we're helping people to learn English. We recently dedicated this and had a ribbon cutting. We have a coordinator for the program. Her name is Cheryl Berg. And we're just looking at all different kinds of ways to help people improve their literacy.
This is a section that is near and dear to my heart. I am fascinated by Mariposa's history, and I've been working on some history shows.
Awesome. Yeah, this would be the spot for you then. So this is our California reference section, as you can see. Has all kinds of different historic books about California, but not just California, even the area. I'm just thinking off the top of my head, last week we had someone come in and use 4 different books about Joaquin Murrieta that we had in our collection. We had a lady a couple months ago who was building a model of the Mariposa Courthouse, and she wanted the dimensions of it. So we actually found a little booklet that had like the architectural specs for the courthouse. So I think it helped her. And then, unfortunately, because of the nature of these, some of them are older, some of them are valuable. We do ask that they stay in the library. You can still read them, you just can't take them home. They're reference books. But some great books on gold mining. I'm just trying to think.
You
Geography, all kinds
don't
of
have a lot of shelf room left.
No, we don't. But you're right. It's kind of a special area, and there are people who definitely utilize it quite a bit. So pretty cool that we have it. I'm not sure. I'd have to ask former librarians where all of these were obtained. Some of them are probably donated, but some cool stuff.
There's some people in Mariposa County that have some pretty large historical libraries.
That doesn't surprise me at all.
And
if you have them and you're willing to give them to the library, we'll be happy to take them. So.
share with the community.
Yep. So.
All right. There was a tool over here.
Yeah.
This machine.
Hi. This is our die cutter. So, as you might be able to, I don't know if you're rolling right now, but we actually only have 1 or 2 staff members who currently are trained on this. So that's part of our goal, since we have a mostly new staff, is to get people trained on how to use this. But we did have it displayed at our open house.
So what does it do?
You can cut out various designs for paper. So one thing that we're interested in doing is creating unique bookmarks. Like you can see all different kinds of patterns that we have. And so this would be really cool actually for like school teachers to use. If they didn't have something like that at school, they could come in.
And this?
Yes, this is our Merlin. It's really to improve the vision of documents and things like that. You can zoom in. You can highlight different things by getting a little closer to them. We have some maps here that people can utilize, and you can focus in on them. Just in a larger, basically.
These are the USGS quads.
Yes, the quadrangles, yes. I'm not that familiar with it, to be honest with you. But again, another thing that we have.
Well, there's an X-Planner, I can tell you. We
Yeah.
use those a lot.
Oh, really? Yeah.
And this is kind of an interesting addition to your library.
For sure. This is our seed library. Basically, we have it here in case patrons want to try something new in their garden.
And people bring things in
Yes.
and donate.
We ask that, if you take, that you try to contribute. We're just trying to get a nice variety. Yeah, you can open it up. It's kind of cool. It's just like seeds sitting inside of folders. But if there's something you've been wanting to plant for a while, you can come on in and see if we might have it.
Awesome.
Yeah. Go to the kids' room. Focus on this. So this was obtained recently through our literacy program with the aim of just helping kids and parents get a little bit more familiar with healthy cooking options. Obviously get kids excited about food, get them playing and imagining and things like that. I actually spent a couple hours building this. I'm not usually a craftsman.
This came as a kit?
Yes. Let me make that clear. I should say assembling it, not building it. But I have a couple daughters at home, and I've already
And they
feel
help
like I'm
you.
already getting used to building these for the rest of my life. So,
They help you, of course.
yeah. But this will be cool to have. Kids can come and play. And then right now we're just highlighting some food books related to it.
So how old are your daughters?
So I have a 2-year-old and a 6-month-old. My wife would love to have more, but for now I'll just stick with the 2, I think. But actually it does help me. I feel like as a new parent, just kind of helps me think like, what would I want my kids to have access to at the library, and how can we make our kids' room better. This is one of our more active areas in the library. We have all kinds of books, graphic novels, kids' movies.
It's the most fun room in the library.
There you go. You heard it here first. So right now, we with our literacy grant funding, we did purchase quite a few new books. And I just feel like it's a great area. It's a beautiful room.
These computers are set up specifically with kid programs?
Exactly. Yep, it's a learning computer. These have been here for a couple years prior to me getting here, but kids do love them. They're used every day. And just some really fun games, whether it's artistic games, there's some writing games. Just, every kid these days seems to love computers, so it's a good opportunity to learn.
So this is an interesting mix of chairs.
Yeah.
And
Yes.
obviously you have spots for us adults.
Yes.
And we have comfortable chairs.
Yeah. Yeah, a lot of parents like to come and sit and just kind of take a break while their kids are doing whatever activity it is. So we have some bigger chairs, some smaller chairs. Let's see, we have the teeny tiny tables. We
And
just got this actually with some grant funding as well. And it's just a great room. We use it not just for kids things. In the evenings sometimes we host events in here. Grateful to have it.
awesome.
So this is our new book area. We just recently extended our new books to 10-day checkouts. They were 7-day checkouts. So we got a lot of feedback from patrons just saying, hey, I'm not having enough time to finish this novel. Is there anything you can do? So we just thought by extending it 3 days, that gives someone potentially a weekend, an extra weekend to finish it. And we're pretty flexible. We can always try to renew it. But we're just trying to listen to the patrons and get a variety of new books in. We've got quilting, we've got pop culture, sports, 3D printing,
And
history.
this has special application in this library.
It does. This is our 3D printing book, and we have a 3D printer which we can look at here in just a second. So.
Okay.
All right. Well, this is our 3D printer. It was obtained under the previous administration, and so credit to them for bringing this in. But we had it on display the other day. It had been sitting dormant since COVID, just with a lot, closures and things going on afterwards and reopening. So we're trying to get it back off the ground.
So a 3D printer
Yeah,
creates a real form,
exactly.
like a cup, a dish, a plate.
Yeah, we just created a vase the other day. We created a chessboard set. It utilizes like plastic and it layers it and creates these amazing things. Right now, we are trying to figure out where to put it in the library. It was in the bookstore previously, but we thought we would clear room up for them. So we're just trying to find a spot and then determine our policies, like how often do we want it to be available to the public? How often are we going to offer workshops? Is it going to cost anything?
This is
So-
really a 21st century piece of
I mean,
equipment.
it's pretty cool. And again, credit to the previous staff for having the foresight to bring it in. But we're going to take advantage of having it, and we want people to use it. So it's pretty cool. Do you have any other questions about it? Or
Oh, I have tons of
Okay.
questions.
keep it
I
short?
want to play with it.
I'm sure you do. Yeah, we have magazines, music CDs, different forms. Right now we
This
have
is the
some tax
government
forms.
section.
Yeah. So, audiobooks.
Audiobooks.
Yeah.
This is really a big thing these days. People are using them to become literate
Yeah.
in their cars.
Yeah, so for a long time, I was never like opposed to them, but I never really used them because I thought, oh, it's just not the same as a physical book. But now that I have kids, I like listening to audiobooks at home because I can wash the dishes while I'm listening. A lot of people travel to Merced.
You wash the dishes for your
Yeah.
wife.
I try. A lot of people travel to Merced or Fresno for work, right? Or even Oakhurst. And so they want something to listen to on the way. So these do actually get checked out.
And they're on CD-ROM?
They're CD, yep, they're CD. So you could put it in your car, CD player. I think most cars still have CD players. And listen to it. Nowadays, it's like everything's just connected with a cord or a cable. But yeah, a pretty cool thing.
And you have quite a few.
Yeah, we have fiction, nonfiction. We're trying to get new ones in monthly. This is our young adult section. We're trying to get more young adults, teenagers into the library.
SAT, GED?
Yeah, we've got things for everything. But if any of you have suggestions on how to increase our young adult patronage, we would love to hear them. A lot of them come in and relax or charge their devices, but we want them to start checking items out. So we're all ears. Oh yeah, I'll show you this. So these are just some examples of special items we have on display. You can actually check out a blender. You can check out a sewing machine, ukuleles. Right now we're trying to decide how to fill this space here, but we have more of these in the back.
More ukuleles?
Probably. We have more of these in the back, and you can check them out. Most people check these out for paper making, not for actual food use. But we have a pretty good collection of each. And the ukuleles have been big lately. Been getting a lot of people checking those out. And we have some books on how to play the ukulele. We're trying to tie it all together. It's pretty cool. And, I think I'm not alone in this. There's a lot of staff members who kind of have a dream of maybe bringing like tools to the library, having a tool library. That was first kind of broached by one of our board members for the Friends of the Library who saw it in the Bay Area. And we think it'd be cool because we already offer things like this. Why not just add like tools that someone might need? So we have some big ideas, but it might just take some time to implement them.
You want to talk about the computers?
Yeah, so we have, I think, 14 public computers. They're available anytime we're open. You don't need a library card. You can get a guest pass. It's great. A lot of our technology is supplied by our consortium, SJVLS, down in Fresno. So for most of our branches, they handle our internet needs, and it's pretty good internet, I would say. But yeah, you can log on, spend your day here on the computers. People use them for fun, for research. It's great having them.
And you collect rocks?
Yes, so this is twin quartz crystal, and it was accepted by the County of Mariposa Board of Supervisors in 2002, so it was donated. So it's pretty cool having on display here. You can even turn it a little. Just kind of a classic tribute to Mariposa.
Uh-huh. And movies?
Yeah, movies are honestly the biggest item we have checked out. So these get checked out even more, like ratio-wise, percentage-wise, than books do. So as you can see, pretty extensive collection of movies. And if we don't have one, you can always request it from one of our partner libraries. This is kind of cool.
You've really adapted to the digital age.
Well, again, credit to the previous administration. We're just trying to kind of continue what they did, but we also have something called Great Courses, and these are DVDs that often come with booklets, and they instruct you on different things like how to play an instrument, how to learn a language, but then there's also things about history, religion, war, art, science, and so you can check these out and really get educated. See one on woodworking, travel photography. So if you want to learn a skill, this could be something to look into. Sewing, gardening. Yeah, pretty cool.
Okay.
All right. Yeah, so this is our community room. It's also called Merle's Room, Books Galore. We have obviously our Friends of the Library bookstore in here, so the items sold in here, the money goes back into the library. We also use it for hosting meetings, events. We've had workshops in here.
You have thousands of books in here.
Oh, it's absolutely incredible. The amount of donations that we receive for the Friends of the Library is just, we can barely keep up with them. And it keeps them very busy. But they're a great group. All volunteers, they all do amazing work. If you are interested in utilizing this room, you can sign up to get a key, and you can host your event here. Usually we just offer it to nonprofits or local groups like Boy Scouts or AAUW, things like that. But we want people to use this room. It's here for a reason. So if you need to host your next meeting here, give us a call or stop in and we can probably get you on the calendar. But what a great tool. There's not always a ton of places to meet in Mariposa, except for maybe restaurants or things like that. So this is a place you can come for free and just have a spot. And it's great. There it is. And what this thing can do is almost limitless. We are interested in programming it to read a story to our storytime kids. I mean, how cool would that be? You know, a group of like 4-year-olds would just be thrilled with this thing. It can dance, it can greet people, it can answer questions. It did Tai Chi the other day. We had it doing Tai Chi. It can like impersonate a golfer or a quarterback. Just some goofy things, but also some educational things. And it just gets kids, and not just kids, but everyone interested in robotics. We might be doing a workshop on like how to get it to do those things. So,
Well, you know, artificial intelligence and robotics is perhaps one of the most controversial technology issues out there.
oh really?
And becoming aware of the technology and how it's used
Yeah.
is pretty advanced
Yeah.
for a backwoods county.
Yeah. Thankfully, we have people like John. We have a young man named Daniel who has come in. He's a college student with some expertise in this, and they've both helped us kind of resurrect this thing. And people are excited about it. And we also bought some microscopes recently, and people are blown away by that too. We had it basically like synced to our big screen TV the other night during our open house, and so people could see on the big screen TV what you could see in the eyepieces of the microscope, and it was really cool. There's a lot that we can do here, like you said. There's people with skills that maybe our staff members don't necessarily have that can work with us, train us on how to best use these, and then we turn around and the community benefits from it. So it's an exciting time. Lots going on here, lots of tools and really cool pieces of technology. So
I want to thank you again for showing me what's happening. It's kind of mind-blowing.
Well, the framework, the skeleton of this library was here. We're just here trying to keep it moving in the right direction. It's a mostly new staff, and we're all learning and improving every day. And you're gonna see the fruits of that when you come in here. So invite anybody who hasn't been in a while to come on in, and we can get you a library card, get you started on anything you might. Be
I
interested
have a couple of granddaughters. How old does a child have to be to get a library card?
There's really no limit. As long as the parent or guardian signs off for you, we can get you a card. So, I mean, my girl is 6 months old. I want to get her a card. So, as long as the parent can come in and sign, you'll be good to go.
Again, thank you, Matt, and we'll be talking again.
All right. Appreciate you.
Bye-bye.